Yeah, thank you for tuning in to No Flag Radio. I'm your host, P. What's the business? Today we talking about Aaron Dean, killer ex-cop who assassinated innocent Tatiana Jefferson in Fort Worth, Texas. And the story going around the media now of him having some sort of mental issue of having tunnel vision that's being put out now. We don't know who's putting it out, but I would assume it's the Fort Worth Police Department, and I'll tell you why I think it's the Fort Worth Police Department. All right? But Aaron Dean, we know him as the scumbag who murdered Tatiana Jefferson last month. And again, condolences to the Jefferson family once again. And the story is circulating from Thursday saying this guy had been evaluated by the Fort Worth Police Department, his police department in the past. I think he said over the past year. And he was cited for having tunnel vision problems. Seeing things in tunnel vision. And not only that, they said he missed some radio calls, some emergency radio calls for help to people. They say missing some calls, or he missed some calls. I'm going to say he was ignoring people's calls for help. So, in light of this issue surrounding the Jefferson and Carr family, my first question is, this motherfucker had tunnel vision how? Whoever the fuck saying he had tunnel vision, how he have tunnel vision? He ain't have tunnel vision when it came to assessing the scene. At the first open door he found, what did he do? He didn't have no tunnel vision and really lock in into the scene. He didn't have tunnel vision when he assessed the second door that he came upon on the premises. The second door he encountered on the premises, no tunnel vision. He didn't spring into action and politely identify himself as the police or ask what was up. He didn't go into locking in on the scene of a situation and started focusing on objective behavior, right? If you really got tunnel vision, you're going to lock in and start focusing on objective behavior to assess a situation at this non-emergency situation is what motherfuckers thinking, right? So when was his tunnel vision really going to kick in? Oh, when it was time to go around, sneak around the back through Tatiana's mama's backyard and peek through windows and shoot a woman through a window. That's when it was going to kick in. I just saved y'all motherfuckers all these years of investigating and going through psychiatric investigations of this motherfucking life. That's when this shit was going to kick in. He said that he joined the police for action and the adventure that came with being a police officer, if y'all remember. So there was no tunnel vision. His MO is that he walk around wound up, uptight, looking for danger. And even a non-dangerous situation, especially if it happened in a black neighborhood in Fort Worth, Texas. Especially if it's in a black neighborhood. He's looking for drama in black neighborhoods. That's what he's on. He ain't going through white neighborhoods. He ain't going through white settlement. He ain't out there in, motherfucker, about Southwest. He ain't out in Burleson looking for action and adventure. He going to the black neighborhoods looking to kill somebody. That's what the fuck his tunnel vision is. That's what he has tunnel vision for. I don't want to hear that stupid ass shit. That's what he doing. Cut and dry, point blank, period. So fuck his bullshit talk about some goddamn tunnel vision. So that's my first thought, alright? Is that when was your tunnel vision gonna kick in, fool? Bitch. You white bitch. When was it gonna kick in, bitch? This is what I'm thinking, man. So my next question is, okay, I'm trying to see if they're trying to set a trajectory from the media stance for this case. now, like trying to get out in front of the trial and trying to make him look mentally disturbed in some way or in any way, right? They give these toxic white supremacist males that title of mentally disturbed all goddamn day. They give it out to them like dinner mints. Motherfucker, Timothy McVeigh killed 168 motherfuckers. And before they executed his ass, they gave him, hey, well, he's mentally disturbed. Jeffrey Epstein. We've seen reports of Jeffrey Epstein being framed up as mentally disturbed. This goes years back. People been throwing that out. But they allow him to rape all through their little white population of children. They allow him to rape children. They allow him to rape children and party with Donald Trump and Bill Clinton. And they just gonna stick a little old mentally disturbed label on him. I'm like, no, motherfucker. You ain't mentally disturbed sitting up partying with Bill Clinton and Donald Trump, dog. Hopping jets. That's not shit mentally disturbed people do. You hopping jets. You got an island. You managing. Or you got people asking for your assistance and managing different things with their money, that shit. You're not some mentally disturbed motherfucker, dog. I don't want to hear it. I'm just saying. My point is they'll suit any white male with a misplaced mentally ill label and not think twice. So I'm saying we should be looking out for that. At the same time, y'all might remember me saying in my first post that I did on this that, yo, the family of Tatiana Jefferson might end up having to sue the Fort Worth police. I think y'all remember me saying that. And what better occasion to sue the Fort Worth police than some shit like this? For them deploying officers with unaddressed mental issues and malfeasance on their record that they knew about for a goddamn year, maybe even over a year, and they didn't do shit about it. That's the issue. Because all these articles we're seeing, they talking about, oh, well, he might have had this issue. Well, okay, so how was the Fort Worth police addressing this now? Huh? Who? What was they? They're not following up with that type of information. Yeah. Lawsuit time. Hashtag lawsuit. Period. Now, in the spirit of the brother of Tatiana Carr, the brother, he came out early and was like, look, man, we can't trust the Fort Worth police to investigate the Fort Worth police. And that is true. So I don't expect them to be forthcoming with anything that's going to really indict the Fort Worth Police Department. I don't think that's why they're publicizing this information about this dude's mental whatever the fuck they're trying to frame it up at. And then they want to throw in, oh, he had a little bit of, he was on some little bit of disciplinary, he was avoiding emergency calls. They want to try to throw in a little salad at us, but we need to separate what they kicking, right? I don't think that's why they're publicizing this information, though, is to weigh heavy on this guy. Because at first, when this information came out, it was only about like 1 or 2 publications. Just as recent as yesterday, I only saw this in like 1 or 2 publications. This about him having mental issues or whatever they're talking about. Tunnel vision and all of this. It's tunnel vision if you key in the search or whatever. So this came out Thursday. Motherfucker, it's Sunday. So I really thought they was going to try to push this shit under the rug. But I think white supremacist media picked up on the 1 or 2 little places that put it out there, and they heard a white supremacist dog whistle in that shit. And they're going to try to run laps with that as the case progresses. That's my opinion. I expect the farthest that they're going to chase this claim of him having tunnel vision is to simply buttress the media's claim of him being a cop and having tunnel vision. I mean, you know what? As a matter of fact, think about it. Think about it. If y'all remember this, early on, right after Tatiana's death, we started seeing maybe like 1 or 2 publications, one of these little sprinklings of publications, talking about being a cop oh, you have tunnel vision when it comes down to situations like this. Tunnel vision. Y'all might remember maybe one or two or a few, very few of those writings out there in the media, right? So I'm just looking at it. I'm putting it together like, okay. So a few little sprinklings in the media was talking about tunnel vision this, tunnel vision that, right after Tatiana was assassinated by killer, murdering, scum, animal, ex-cop, Aaron Dean, who should be killed. As his sentence, he should be killed for killing someone. Just want to throw that in there. And now it seems like they're trying to follow up those media blitzes. You can't find those media blitzes now sitting up talking about like early on, but I know y'all remember. I know somebody out there remember those publications and posts talking about, oh, being a cop, it's like having tunnel vision. You have tunnel vision. So, I'm saying them trying to actually tether those two and tether that kind of vibe. We might see some of those articles get reposted. We might see some of them articles magically pop back on the internet in defense of this guy, Aaron Dean. That's what I'm saying. They were trying to be on some shit like, oh, well, you know, it's like tunnel vision when you're a cop. And yeah, so you remember we brought this up earlier? Yeah. I see the fuck shit and what y'all think y'all doing, man. Now, if we press the motherfuckers, press the Fort Worth Police Department, just as a side thought, if we press the Fort Worth Police to show records of state-funded rehabilitation, rehab, for Aaron Dean, out of having these issues, and punk, greasy face, greasy beard, greasy hair, Lee Sleeves Merritt get up off his lazy black ass long enough, stop mama bearing the goddamn GoFundMe for Tatiana. He stopped mama bearing the money and mama bearing the money all day with the GoFunds long enough to press the Fort Worth police to actually produce traceable records, real traceable records of Aaron Dean having these issues that they're trying to frame around him. He ain't came out and said this is just them throwing shit out in the media. Recognize that. He ain't came out and said this ever. This is just some source saying. They're not even saying who's saying it, but I'm saying the Fort Worth police is saying it. Okay? Just keep it on your mind. But if we can get Lee Merritt chump ass to press the Fort Worth police to reproduce and produce these documents. I won't say reproduce. I want them to produce. Don't make up no shit. You know what I mean? That's where the rubber's going to meet the road. And they're going to have to basically make up some shit. Really. They're going to make up some fake ass documents saying he went to some doctors and they gave him an evaluation and blah, 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 blah. They haven't said anything about those documents as they're sitting up quoting and saying, oh, well, he had this kind of issue and then this was happening with, he had this tunnel vision and this was happening with his emergency calls where he was ignoring the radio, missing radio calls. I'm calling it ignoring because it's what you do when you get a radio call if you're a cop and you don't want to go to no call, you ignore it. Not that you miss no call, motherfucker. How you miss a call? What you doing? You in a drive-thru getting a donut, motherfucker? That's not an excuse to miss a call. You're not missing, you're ignoring calls. Punk motherfucker. Aaron punk ass Dean. Bitch ass Aaron Dean. Who need to be killed upon sentencing. This is what needs to happen to him. You understand? They haven't said anything about no kind of documents, basically. To my point. Showing that the Fort Worth Police Department took any initiative to get this man well if he has all these problems that they trying to say and trying to throw on this dude. So just keep in mind that. That's why I say the Fort Worth Police Department will be sued behind this shit when they knowingly deploy officers who have serious unaddressed issues on the force. Period. And that's what's up. Hey, yo, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I'm dropping. Don't forget to check out my Teespring. It's for show fire. Let me get it, y'all.